What it is, what is up, what is good, gamers? This is Shonuff71, aka Digadulamite.
Purple bling bling, y'all.
And your auditory canals are tuned into episode 299 of the Gaming Vessels podcast. And as usual, I am not in the digital studio alone. Along with me, got my partners in crime. First on deck, it's Dez, aka the Bay Area Terror, aka the High Res Lover.
That's me in the place to be. TD High Hee Hee.
aka the Cat Daddy, aka that gamer stepdaddy. How's it going?
Pretty good. Having a good day today. Had a good weekend as well. Put a bed together, bed frame. We got a new bed frame, so that's how I spent my Sunday. And it was great. And yesterday, I had some friends over, and we watched a silly horror movie, and I fried up some catfish and some scrimps. So yeah, it was a nice little weekend, nice and chill, and yeah. So now we're here recording this fantastic show for all you listeners out there. Thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of the Gaming Vessels community. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. And of course, our show's a no-go without Trader Joe, a.k.a. Jabroni Chief.
Yeah.
But you might also know him as the Food Max of Gaming, who can maximize your gaming dollar. What's going on?
Everything's good. Just an okay week. I had Friday off. I pretty much took care of some stuff. Got my car greased and oil change, and working on getting ready. I bought some new living room furniture, so I'm going to get it into the casa like next week after I get back from Desmond's big birthday shindig over the weekend.
Yeah, party at Joe's house. He's got new furniture for us to wreck.
Oh boy. So, but everything's been good. Of course, I saw a couple movies this past week, so it's like I just saw Send Help today, which is kind of fun on there. So that's that like Sam Raimi horror movie with a little bit of humor in there. So I enjoyed that quite a bit. I saw the new Jason Statham movie yesterday, which actually was kind of surprising to me because it was a little bit more I would say thoughtful in the plot and everything, so.
It was more character driven?
More character driven than killing everybody?
Well, that comes at some point, but,
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I like. I like movies like that. I like that lowbrow, caveman crest, Neanderthal, kill 'em all type movies. That's really all I see anymore.
I ain't
trying to see tears of endearment type stuff no more. Not
well,
that
he's like I said, he says it himself that he likes the movies that he makes. He doesn't need to stray outside of the bubble too much, and people seem to like what he does. So hey, he's found his niche, and that's what he does. Good for him.
Yeah, but I went into the movie not knowing the plot, not knowing what was going on. And
why? You don't need to know the plot, sir. It's a Statham movie. He's an everyman who turns out to be an assassin, and then you got to save some girl. Let's go.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so but it was still good. It was still good. So
okay, all right. Well, folks, we're gonna kick things off as we usually do. And we're going to start things with what is always our first topic on the docket. We got the playlist dropping right now. So I think we'll kick things off with Jabroni. What you been playing and or watching, sir?
As far as watching, no, I don't watch TV for the most part. But as far as what I've been up to this past week, I've been still sorting through my physical games I've picked up in the last few years. I've been kind of bad as far as letting them accumulate in boxes. If Desmond knows when he comes over, I got a bunch of folding tables out with a bunch of games just like lying around. These are games I picked up like in the last couple of years, even including my Japan trip. So I'm finally kind of digging through the box. boxes galore. I'm to the letter M right now. I'm alphabetizing my PlayStation games for whatever reason. So
You gonna open your own Blue Shell franchise, sir?
You should.
I don't know. The curated amount of games up to the letter M in my living room is 245 physical PlayStation 4 and 5 games. So I got a fair amount of games to play. So it's kind of where I'm looking in the mirror. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I have, I want to spend more time playing and less time curating. I feel almost like a video game librarian over here, like, just making the perfect collection with all the essential games, it's like the guy that's, kind of how I view it, it's like the guy that likes to collect wine, but only happens to drink said wine when he's ready and able or wants to partake, so where I think I need to booze it up a little bit. So less bottles, more drinking. So enable on that. So, but otherwise, just this past week, playing the usuals, of course. Diablo 4 with Dez on there, and I'm still trucking through Borderlands 4, and I'm through the Ripper Queen story arc. And I think Kev, you know that story arc quite well. You probably ignore most of the story beads, but
I do. I do. Yeah, but I know who you're talking about. Or I did.
Yeah. One thing about it is I kind of decided yesterday I'm going to play this game a little bit. Because me and Desmond, when we played Borderlands 3, at one point he said, okay, let's go. Let's put the pedal to the metal on here. And so I'm going to take an approach where I'm not picking up every last weapon on the ground and selling it. I'm just going to pick up purples and exotics, or legendaries, and leave it at that. I have I think 70 million in cash. It's like
you're going for the platinum, right?
No,
I'm going for the platinum. Yeah,
you are not. You're just going there just to play it because you love it. You're like, I love you, Borderlands, Randy. Hold me, Randy.
Oh God.
Borderlands 5 is too far away.
They did announce a DLC roadmap for this next year, so
that's good. There you go. See, we got all kinds of cool stuff, So maybe next year or a year from now, I'll be pumped and we can play it. I can play with you. You might right then and there, you might be ready to play it again. You
never know. Maybe I'll get the collector's edition with the magic thumb drive from Randy.
There you go.
Direct from Randy. Yeah, right from medieval times.
Tell him, Randy.
It'll short circuit your computer.
I'm a single man. I could take it.
Moisture and electronics do not mix.
Of course. So thank you for that warning, Kev. But I also been playing. I got a code from a particular company that was sharing codes with us, and so I wanted to try a game. This game is called Lonely Mountain Snow Riders. So this is based on the Lonely Mountains series. This is the second game. It's the first one was Lonely Mountains Downhill, which was basically a polygonal motorcycle type game. On that motorcycle bike, like BMX bikes, in going down and doing some mountain racing on there. So, and this is basically just in the same series, but with skiing. And so I'm playing around with it right now. I like the fact that, the snow is everything's polygonal. And so I get to see the lines in the snow as I go. It's not totally SSX It's more like a combination between maybe a Tony Hawk and a little bit more of a serious simulation type game. And
Skate.
Skate. I would say it's less than that. I mean, it's pretty much when I played, at least at the beginning, it's all time based. Basically, I'm going over a course and have an option to go ahead and keep repeating and beat my time and so on and so forth. And there is a free style mode as well, where I'm able to just skate on the mountain without worrying about next checkpoint and that kind of thing. And I know there's a multiplayer component to this, but I just barely kind of scratched the surface. But this game does have up to 8-player cross-platform multiplayer involved with it as well. So And there's some tricks to it. You hit your L1, R1 buttons on the controller to do, tricks if need be, but it's not like SSX tricky type tricks. You limited a couple of realistic type of tricks, but, it's like I'm kind of making these jumps off of these slopes and hitting the side of the mountain. And you just hear it, kind of funny to see the physicality and everything with the game. So I'll probably be talking about this game a little bit more. I'm going to play it a little bit more in the next episode for episode 300. I'll give it my little kind of review then from there for the show. So I'd like to thank Megagon Industries, of course, providing that free code. And, of course, providing a free code does not steer my opinion about anything. I'll give my full unbridled opinion. Oh, boy. So...
And it's a crime against humanity that we do not even have an SSX Tricky remaster.
Agreed. Or even a new one.
I'm not even saying a new one because this is Electronic Arts we're talking about. I'm not even trying to push that envelope. I'm just saying a remaster. Ideally, I would like a remake. Because I know I'm not even going to ask for a sequel because that ain't never happening. Same with NBA Street. That was some of the best arcade basketball since NBA Jam on the PlayStation 2, and they have done absolutely nothing of it. Now, granted, I don't think they have the NBA license. I think that's 2K now.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the reason for that, but
Well, maybe we'll have to, send an envoy over to the Saudi prince and ask for an SSX remaster or remake if need be.
Hey, please.
Yeah, we'll be lucky if we get games that are made by actual people. we getting AI everything.
You could have said
we're getting prompt experts. Yes, I've been prompting for the past 6 months. You may have seen my work in whatever Grok is puking out now. It's like that. That's going to be the new programmers for the entertainment. We're prockers.
Worst come to worst, you could always, ask Grok to make all the developers naked. Maybe.
No,
why would I want to see that?
I know. Damn Grok with his twisted ass programming. So,
well, look who owns it. But anyway,
that's pretty much been me this past week. So,
cool. All right, Des, what you got going on?
What have I got going on? Mostly didn't really do much of anything. I did play some Diablo, and I've been playing that with Joe. That's pretty much the game that I've been playing the most. I really like I said, I really like that style of game, and I don't want to say that I'm, super sucked in with the seasons and all that other good stuff. I don't want to say that, but I am liking the seasonal content and what it's giving me to do. There's a bunch of stuff that I did not complete when I first played the game. So I say to myself, oh my God, is this my Borderlands? Is this what's going to do to me? But I don't know. Maybe not. I'm having a fantastic time with the Paladin. I think the character is great. And I think it was worth my money to pre-order it because I've been having it's the most fun that I've had with that game since I started playing it. So it's been kind of like my go-to kind of de-stressor game, and I like it. I really kind of like it and see what's happening with it and doing my builds and once I start getting into the seasonal content and seeing how the I guess the seasonal progression happens and what you're supposed to do, it's very kind of you do this and then you do this and then you do this, and once you kind of get into that mindset and you're doing the dungeons and all this other stuff, it's actually pretty fun. So I can see how people like doing the seasonal content, especially for a game that they really enjoy or a type of game that they enjoy. So I can definitely see how people can do that, and it's been a lot of fun for me to play that, and it's more fun, of course, when Joe's there, because we can kind of run around and do stuff together and have fun with it. And we're about halfway through the Vessel of Hatred content, and every now and then we'll start playing the Vessel of Hatred content, and then we'll say, hey, why don't we just go kill some fools and do the seasonal content? And he's just like, sure. And so we'll go and do the seasonal content and get cooler stuff, and the way that they allow you to level up a lot faster now is really good. So I think the progression is a lot of fun. The gameplay is a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. The other game that I've been playing was I got some games in the mail, basically, and I went and took on our Discord. Joe had posted some stuff about a Woot sale that they were having, and so I got a couple of games from Woot, and then I had ordered some games from Super Rare a while ago. Sometimes it takes a minute for the games to come in, and so it was Moonstone Isle. I think it's what's called Moonstone Isle, and then I got Dungeons of Hindenburg, and so I've been playing that game, and that game is a lot of fun. It's just a dungeon crawling game. The artwork style, or the art style, is this sort of painted, cell shaded kind of game. It's very, very artsy in its depiction, and the gameplay is pretty straightforward. You go into dungeons, you run them. There's 22 dungeons. You go in, you run through them. You can create your weapons and upgrade your weapons. There's magic, and there's all this really cool stuff in it. But again, I just started it, so I'm still relatively early in the game. But I have to say, I'm really enjoying the art style. I'm really enjoying the combat in it. I do hope that they're able to make a Dungeons of Hindenburg 2 with a character creator, because I like the art style, and I think having the ability to create your own character would be fun. It looks like it's a single player game and not a multiplayer game, so that's kind of it's a single player game. So I'm kind of like, I think this game would be really cool if it was a multiplayer game kind of situation. But I'm happy that they took it as a single player game. That way I can still do like dungeon crawling as a single player, and I don't think it's going to be a super long game. But I definitely will. The way I'm playing it now, or how I'm enjoying it right now, I think I'm actually going to beat it. So, but please, stay tuned, and I'll let you know how I'm feeling about it. There's costumes, of course, so that's always good. Love to play dress up. So, but yeah.
That game's actually been on my short list to play. In fact, I double dipped on it. I still haven't played it yet. So
yeah, well, I still go up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This was basically a project from a husband and wife team from Austria. So this was on Game Pass first. That's how I kind of discovered it, and then they eventually brought it over to PS5 on there. But for those of you out there that play mainly on PC, I mean, like right now, that game is like, I think I posted the deal on Discord earlier today. It's being sold on key reseller sites for like $5.25. So that game is well worth $5.25. So
yes, I definitely have to agree with you. It is definitely worth the the purchase price. But I got the physical, and the reason why I got the physical was because it looked like a great game, and I wanted to support, and so I got the physical for Super Rare, and it came with a small little art book. And I think the art is just fantastic with it. It's got this sort of I don't know. It's very cozy style, with this very oversaturated color schemes, and it takes place in the Alps, and so it's very interesting because all the houses are very brightly colored and everything, and there's a couple of pastel type colors as well. So it's just a fun little game, and it has this like sort of pointillism, or in manga where they have like where they show shading with like a whole bunch of series of dots together. That's kind of what it is as well. So it has this sort of like this classic, paper art style as well. But it's fun. It's really fun, and you can climb, and you can dash and roll and all this other really cool stuff. So, but yeah, I'm super enjoying it. If you have access to it, definitely get it and play it. I think it's fun so far. Your mileage may vary, but yeah, I've been enjoying it. And I really think you should try it, Joe. I think you would like it too, especially because of the dungeon crawling aspects and the ways that you can get new weapons and like the grind seems to be there, and so. But it's fun. It's fun. Kev, what have you been playing, buddy?
So for the most part, technically the answer is nothing. It's like, yeah, I'm starting 2026 off with a bang, folks. I did play a little bit of Helldivers 2. I'm find myself going back to that game for my kind of at night, just before bed gaming, since the Ogami drive is being sent back for reflashing. There's a couple of things I'm going to mention in my playlist. So the 2XKO version, I guess it's the version 1.0 is out. It's out on consoles. It's been on PC for a minute, and I had fully intended to try and play it, but I didn't get a chance to. I was caught up with other things, with working on my business and whatnot. But it seems like every fighting game that I take an interest in is like, now, not that this is to having an effect on me as to whether or not I want to try the game, play the game, and hopefully enjoy the game. But 2XKO has like drama just coating it right now, and I did not see this coming at all. So the developers put out a statement recently. There's a fairly big fighting tournament taking place called Winter Faustings, or Winter's Faustings, I believe is what it's called. And I mean, it's a big tournament. It's not Evo sized, but it's not, it's big. So Riot Games put up a $50K purse for 2XKO. They're doing doubles, and then they're doing singles tournaments. Doubles meaning it's 2 players versus 2 players, for teams of 2. Well, the developer put out a statement talking about, about the state of the game currently. And they said that it sounds like, based if you can interpret what they're saying, that they're going to completely change the way the game is being played, because they're saying that, we've heard the complaints, or we've heard issues, and we're going to make good, and we're going to, and they're telling people, fans of the current game, the way it's being played now, to be aware that the game and I'd have to have the statement in front of me, which I don't. I probably should have when I decided I was going to mention this. It sounds like the game is going to be changing fundamentally in the way it's played. Now, give or take a year or two, this game has been in development for roughly, people are saying it's actually been in development for close to 10 years. And you finally come out with you finally get the game up and going. You've got these tournament purses going, and you're getting all the usual suspects, for lack of a better word, the professional fighting game players that we all love to watch competing, and I think that's great. That's super dope. But to put out this statement and telling people that the game it sounds like you're going to fundamentally change the game is a little wild. But that's not the thing. When this statement went out, This created a tsunami size wave of hatred. And at first I was thinking, I don't know if this is being justified, because you can't, developers are under the gun or under the thumb of the gaming public. I mean, yeah, we're the customers, but sometimes I think sometimes the criticism is a bit much. I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't criticized games probably unfairly over the course of my gaming life, but you know, it is what it is. But I was on YouTube this afternoon waiting in line to pick up some food, and I just started getting this download in my YouTube feed of a shitstorm that is brewing behind this game. So apparently the developers have issued not death threats against certain fighting game influencers, but have stated that they hope they get
the
cancer
developers
and the development team. I listened to a 45-minute. I'm not going to say who it is, folks. If you want to check it out, it ain't that hard to find. This YouTube influencer who's been around for a long time. I have heard of him. I really haven't watched his stuff over the course of the years, but I've heard of him. And he was talking about how he was kicked out of the Riot Discord simply for asking why they decided what apparently was at the last minute of development to take out input specials, meaning no fireballs, no shuriken motions. It's a purely compass directional fighter, up, down, left, right, diagonals. And he was kicked off. Well, he did a response video to the banning, and he got word that the development team, this isn't the community management, this isn't somebody who got a hair up their butt from PR. This is from the community. I mean, this is from the development team. We're saying they hope he dies. They hope his family dies. I mean, it is wild out here around this 2XKO stuff. Now, I mean, I didn't go into and put on my investigator's cap and try and research this stuff online. I'm going purely off this individual's YouTube channel. But he's been in the game long enough. He's got credibility in the FGC. I don't see why he would put all that at risk behind this. He's also stated that he thinks people should give 2XKO a fair shot, and that that's perfectly fine for liking the game. But it's like apparently 2XKO it has launched terribly. Bugs. I know that I've seen several people mention that there's like severe screen tearing in the PS5 version, crashes, all kinds of stuff going on. But the thing that really blew my mind was that if what this influencer is saying is true, that the dev team behind the game is saying that they hope people die because their game is being criticized. That to me is wild. I mean, people have been saying for years that the LOL community is toxic as hell, but I just thought that just extended to the community. You know, you can't help who's playing your game or partaking of your content, right? But to hear that this came from the development team,
yeah, that's crazy.
in a Discord is wild. And I was thinking about it while I was standing in line. It's like, damn, it's just like every fighting game that I'm interested in that's coming out is just, it has some level of drama attached to it. Now, do I care? Is that going to sway me in whether or not I'm going to try the game, buy the game? No. but it's just weird. Like City of the Wolves, people were throwing hate on that. I mean, to a certain degree, rightfully so, because you got a freaking DJ when you actually have an original character, Duck King, who is a DJ. Why you didn't put him in the game is beyond me. And you've got a soccer player, both of which I think have movesets that are damn near broken, although I think they've been toned down in subsequent patches since the game's release. So I can understand a little bit of that. And Marvel Tokon is just kind of missing in action. It's not on the ticket to be played at Evo. They keep saying it's coming out sometime in 2026. The fact that it's not on Evo's list tells me that it's not going to be ready by summertime, which leads me to believe that it's probably not going to come out this year. And I've kind of been reading some responses to the game where folks are just saying that it's just boring. And apparently, and again, people are going to like what they're going to like. One of the things that I liked about Tokon is that you are not, your life bar doesn't get depleted by infinites. And I guess there are some people that are from the Capcom side of the equation that want those infinites put in, or want some degree of sauce put into the combo structure that they don't feel is there. I kind of like the combo structure. I'm an old man, and I just don't have them kind of reflexes no more. So I may be a limited player base, but this 2x KO thing is just kind of wild. That you've got a dev team that is out here wishing death on folks because they don't like the fact that you asked a valid question in the Discord. So I mean, there's two sides to every story. I get that. I mean, this guy is giving his side, and I don't know, what the actual truth is. I ain't in these Discords like that. But I just thought that was crazy, because I think this would be the first time that I would have heard of a dev team involved in this type of online behavior. Yeah. That's wild. So
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, yeesh.
That is freaking wild. But that was my playlist for the week. Mm-hmm. So we are going to kick things over to Sir Jabroni for the Jabroni Gaming News.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right. So first thing I want to talk about on the docket, Sony has patented a touchscreen PlayStation controller that lets players choose where to put the buttons. So Sony has obtained a U.S. patent for a special controller with a touchscreen that lets players choose where the button should go. The patent was filed back in February 2023, but was issued last week, and is described as a designs and method for a game controller. And according to the patent's description, the controller would have a large touchscreen covering most of its top surface where the buttons would usually go. The idea is that the players would be able to customize where the D-pad, sticks, or action buttons should be positioned on the controller to best suit their personal tastes, accessibility needs, or what best suits each specific game. On here, it appears that players could also choose to resize the buttons or even remove some buttons altogether for certain games. Yes, so in theory, this means that if a player is playing a simple platform game, they can replace all the buttons with a single large jump button on the controller. Or if they were playing a game that only required a D-pad or a left stick, they could choose to remove one or make the other larger. So the patent says often conventional controllers adhere to a similar control interface by having a directional pad on one side of the controller and buttons on the other side. One of the drawbacks of existing designs may be the fixed configuration. By way of example, a fixed layout may be too small or large for a user. Blah, 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 blah. So basically, there exists a desire for game controllers to allow for different configurations and accommodate hand sizes without having to customize and manufacture the actual controller. So My thing about this, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that this is just going to be one giant like touchpad that you're able to configure to your heart's content on here. So it's just kind of crazy to think of this patent. Sony's patent also mentions that the touchscreen would have a pressure sensor and a heat sensor to detect condition of the input surface. It's not clear whether this means a simple on-off sensors or sensors with varying degrees of sensitivity, but if it's the latter, it may potentially be able to determine the difference between a thumb resting on the controller and the thumb pressing down on it. So, so to me, controllers have always been, for me, I like the feel of having something in my hand that I could, feel and know that's going to be there. For this to work, it would be kind of crazy to me, but,
No.
Kev, I'm going to kick it over to you. What do you think about this thought on here? This patent.
Okay, so two things. I like a tactile button press.
Thank you.
I like a tactile button press. I don't know how you simulate that perfectly with a touchpad. That's number one. Number two, I ain't trying to pay $200+ for a standard controller for a console.
Joe is.
I'm not, bruh. I mean, I'm out here balking at Nintendo wanting $90 for their Pro controller. This is going to cost a hell of a lot more than $90 with all this tech. And let's be honest, it's true in the automotive industry. It's true in just about every commercial consumable industry there is. The more tech you throw into something, the more opportunity presents for something to go wrong. And I don't know. I'm not trying to play. I'm not trying to have Minority Report in my hands when I play a video game. I'm not there. I'm not there. I don't need a touch screen, touchpad, buttons and controllers that can adjust to where I put my thumb and my fingers. This is, and I think you know what it is. I'm becoming my mom. When we reach a certain age, technology no longer makes sense in our head. And when I grew up. I came up playing consoles with some of the worst, poorly designed controllers known to man. I'm an Intellivision fan. That should tell you something. If you don't know what an Intellivision is, Google an Intellivision controller and take a look at that and ask yourself, does that look comfortable to hold? Does that look comfortable to play over extended periods of time?
It wasn't.
So no, it was not. It was absolutely brutal. I think it was designed by somebody who hated children. That's just my own perspective, but I'm going with that. I'm all for technology improving. I'm all for getting the player experience, getting an upgrade in the player experience, particularly in the console space. But I'm looking at the diagram. Where are the analog sticks? Are those going to be pads too? Am I going to be putting?
Yeah.
Oh hell no, 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 no. That answers my question right there. I'm not with this at all. If I don't have physical sticks to maneuver, to feel, to get that feedback from, then I'm out. I'm all the way out on this. Now, Sony could prove me wrong because I thought the Portal was a waste of time and money, and they proved me wrong on that. So maybe this is the same thing. But when you tell me I'm just holding a clump of plastic in my hand and I got no tactile feedback, I mean, no tactile buttons, no sticks, no nothing. It's just a flat surface that I can customize to my liking. my old man brain is just like, it's like saying, nah, bruh.
Same. I mean, I will try it when Joe gets it, but after that, no, I'm not gonna. I don't think so.
I don't know. Just to think that they're working on such things is kind of crazy. But I think when you think about, remember when they had all the initiative to bring out controllers for people that were had some sort of physical disability, like the accessibility controllers that both Microsoft and Sony brought out for their respective consoles. I mean, I could think about maybe this possibly working for that. I just don't know the cost involved, and as far as how it would work and how it would feel, So it's like, I think this reminds me of, if you remember back in the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo days, there was this like that Touchpad 64, Turbo Touch 360. There was a controller that came out back in the early 90s that replaced the D-pad with a touchpad on here. But I had that
biggest
controller too.
Piece of trash controller. It made Mad Catz controllers look like the best thing since sliced bread. That controller was grade A trash, and I fell for the marketing too. I was like, man, I'll be able to roll off, Shoryukens in Street Fighter 2 on the SNES like nobody's business. I bought that damn thing, and I started playing Street Fighter 2. I couldn't get my character to just do a diagonal jump when I wanted them to. They would be walking, they'd be jumping backwards when I'm pushing forward, when I thought was pushing forward, ducking, jumping at weird it's like, and forget about special moves. No, you ain't doing no special moves on that damn controller. Biggest piece of trash. Yeah, I fell for that hook, line, and sinker. That is one of my biggest gaming purchase regrets. We should do a show about gaming purchase regrets. Yeah. That is ranked. That is definitely in the top 3. That damn 360 controller piece of crap.
Touch 360.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Grade A booty butt cheeks for a controller. Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes. Booty butt cheeks, y'all.
Booty butt cheeks. So, speaking of Sony hardware, let's go off to our next rumor/story. And PlayStation Portal is rumored by noted leaker Kepler L2 in a NeoGAF thread. And this guy's actually a known quote-unquote source for rumors and speculation. So he stated that Sony plans to release an updated PlayStation Portal at some point in 2026, and that the refresh would switch to an OLED panel replacing the LCD used in the existing device on there. So basically, instead of having a PlayStation 6 come out in 2027, 2028, we're looking at a possible OLED PlayStation Portal coming out later this year. So this kind of stacks on, because Sony seems like they're really pressing the accessories, especially within their division. You got those Pulse Elevate wireless speakers that are coming out this year, the Flex Strike wireless fight stick, and then also that 27-inch monitor that they announced, I think, a couple of months ago as well. So they're kind of pushing with the accessories a little bit, but it's kind of cool in a way. But for me, when I saw this rumor come out, it's like, oh my God, do I really want to buy another PlayStation Portal? I just got the one I bought a couple months ago. It's like, we'll have to see if the itch comes, but maybe I'll sell
trade it in
my
and
old
sell
one.
it.
Yep, you got it.
What was that? You gonna sell me one?
I sell. Give me my hand-me-down. You take my hand-me-down.
I mean, that's fine. We ain't saying nothing but a word, sir.
All right, good deal. But I'm kind of interested in it. I know a lot of people. I was checking on the Resetera thread and other things, saying that they really love the Portal and that would make them break to buy an upgrade for their current system or current Portal, basically. So, and would this switch to OLED either entice either of you two to buy a Portal, possibly?
I mean, yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah, I really liked the one that you had, and it felt fun in the hands, and sitting on the couch would kind of be kind of cool. I mean, granted, I don't mind being in the in the new game
Game
room,
room.
but still, it's like I kind of wouldn't mind sitting there and playing the Portal. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But have they released a price point on it already?
No, it's just a rumor right now.
The rumor. Okay. Well, there you go. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Kepler is a known leaker, rumor monger, whatever you want to call it. So, and Kev, you don't have that use case scenario, but we'll see.
I don't. I just don't have a use case for it, and there's also that rumor that the PlayStation actual handheld would follow, at least like 12 months after this comes out. And it's to me, I would just wait. If I was going to get a PlayStation handheld, I would probably wait for that one to drop and maybe compare. It's like, well, am I going to be playing games natively on it? Is this going to be a cloud-based thing, or is it going to be a combination of both? If it has to follow the ergonomic design of the Portal. I stand by that. That Portal is the most comfortable handheld device. I mean, for gaming, handheld device for gaming that I've ever held. As far as I'm concerned, it takes the cake as far as ergonomics go. So they must follow that same design philosophy for any subsequent handhelds that they come out with post Portal. So, but I just don't have a use case for it. I mean, yeah, I could. It's like, yeah, I could sit here and use one and do a couple of missions in Helldivers, I guess, or whatever other game that I want to, kind of finish the day off of. I don't play games in bed. When I go to bed, it's time to sleep or do other things. But
yeah.
I ain't trying to do all that in bed, and my job really just does not allow, like it used to, the time to actually bring a Portal to device and actually sit there and game for a reasonable amount of time. So I'm probably still going to be out on the Portal OLED. I probably should be out on the Portal handheld, on the PlayStation handheld rumor. But if I was going to entertain a handheld purchase from PlayStation, I would probably wait for the native one as opposed to the Portal.
Yeah, I mean, right
unless
now,
I just got it on like Black Friday type level deal, then we might talk. But
got it. Yeah, we'll have to see. I know there's excitement out there for it, so we'll have to see if these rumors become truth or not. So, what is truth, though, on the next news story is talking about one of Dez's, I think, your favorite game of the year, Dispatch.
Ooh.
Dispatch is coming out for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, but it is censored by Nintendo. So
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so right now, basically, it's coming out. It was released on Switch and Switch 2 this past Wednesday, but players have been reacted negatively to the news that some of the adult content in the other versions of the game can't be accessed on Nintendo's consoles. Dispatch does feature occasional scenes of nudity where breasts and penises are visible. Spoiler alert on here. So there's a setting in all versions to enable a visual censorship option, which covers them with a black bar. And I think I heard that other people said it's even the scenes are funny with the black bar versus, just seeing the actual nudity itself. So, but on Switch and Switch 2, this option is on by default and there's no way to turn it off on there. So I know a lot of people are upset.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, the studio said different platforms have different content criteria and submissions are evaluated individually. The studio said in the statement to Eurogamer, we work with Nintendo to ensure the content within the title met the criteria to release on their platforms, but the core narrative and gameplay experience remains identical to the original release on here. So, at one point Nintendo was like, basically open game. I mean, pretty much you got all your Senran Kaguras on the system, all these, Omega. I'm trying to remember the name of that game. It was like the Boo game, basically. If you could remember, Kev.
Oh, yeah, the one in the it was like you were in a dungeon.
Yeah.
And It I thought that was still on the eShop.
It might be, so it's just funny that Nintendo's kind of getting more prudish as of late. Like I know a lot of people out there, if you know the Corpse Party series, that was published by Xseed, they wanted to bring out the latest version of the game. It's out for the Switch in Japan, but Corpse Party is not coming to the U.S. and not coming to the Western territories because of Nintendo's basically stopping of the game coming out for platforms. I think the last Senran Kagura game got canceled too, if I'm not mistaken. So, and Nintendo's obviously switched their MO. They want to make sure to protect the family-friendly aspect of the platform. So now
Love the kids.
Love them kids. So Nintendo released a statement, though, about the fan outcry over the censorship in the game. And it says, basically, this is their statement. They said, Nintendo requires all games on its platforms to receive ratings from independent organizations and to meet our established content and platform guidelines. While we inform partners when their titles don't meet our guidelines, Nintendo does not make changes to partner content. We also do not discuss specific content or the criteria used in making these determinations. So that's what they basically stated about the scenario with this. So, they sometimes will censor some games, like in the Japan region. CD Projekt Red pretty much they edited Cyberpunk 2077 for the Japanese version to eliminate some violence and some nudity in the game. So basically that separate Japanese version of Cyberpunk 2077 for the Switch 2 had different elements that are not in the Western edition, meaning elements that were removed or edited on there. So it's kind of unfortunate,
cool.
but if you want to play Dispatch in all its glory, guess what? You could buy it on any of the other platforms you have access to, and hopefully you do have access to other platforms to be able to buy it there. So
because it's definitely worth it, and it's not. That's the thing that kind of kills me is like it wasn't like it's not terrible, and I guess if you want to protect, the little niños and all them,
but they're not going to be playing Dispatch, It's like, what's the deal,
Yeah,
there's got to be some equity in the censorship. I mean, I'm not going to be one of those people that says that censorship shouldn't take place on certain platforms. When you have a platform that is predominantly known for its family-friendly content, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I can understand that. I have access to other platforms, so if I want to play those games, I can play them there. But let's be honest, the Nintendo eShop has stuff on it that is damn near H game. Like damn near H.
Yeah, it's like hentai.
Damn
blah,
near
blah, blah.
H. Yeah, damn near H. So are we going to be consistent in either pulling that content off the eShop, or are we going to pick and choose? You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. So if you're going to censor, if you're going to censor this game, if you're going to censor, what's the name of this game again?
Dispatch.
Dispatch. If you're going to censor Dispatch, then you're going to have to censor some of them others. And I remember the fury over that one eShop game where it was the main protagonist was obviously underage. I can't remember the name. It was something Cube, something Cube. That's what I remember. And that was, they didn't do anything about that. And I think there was another game that was coming to Nintendo, and they were going to censor it. And then people were saying, well, wait a minute, you got this, whatever it is, and this main character is, I don't care how you say, well, she's an immortal being that's 1,000 years old. She looks like she damn near looks like a kid. What's going on here? You can't have your cake and eat it too on this. If you are going to be a family friendly platform, be a family friendly platform. But then again, they got Bayonetta on there, which is not nearly that bad, but it's violent, and it's supernaturally based, and you're killing stuff, and you're fighting monsters for 99% of the time. But still, this picking and choosing stuff, if they're going to do it, they really have to be consistent.
They're not,
so that there's and they're not, and that's really unfair to the publishers of these different games.
I looked on the eShop right now, and they have 72 games on sale with the word hentai in it. So
there you go.
So I'm looking at Hentai Puzzle XXX on sale for $3.99, Hentai Bikini, Hentai Banana, Hentai Balls 3D Triple Trouble. You name it, there's a bunch of hentai stuff here. So, Hentai Secrets Midnight Kiss.
Is this what you want for your birthday, Joe? Or
Hentai Party Bikini Beach, you know it. Hentai Party Cyber Girls. Yes.
See, okay, but and this is the problem that I have. This is the problem that I have with this type of thing. We are literally straining the gnat, but ignoring the brick. Okay, Lil Timmy's on the eShop. You're worried about him getting access to Dispatch, but you got stuff literally starting with the word hentai. And Lil Timmy, whose grandma gave him, $60 in Nintendo eShop cards for Christmas. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying here, though? It's like you're straining you're straining the gnat, but you're ignoring the brick.
Don't be mad at little Timmy now.
I ain't mad at little Timmy. I'm mad at Nintendo, who's gonna let all this other shit fly. But Dispatch, we can't do that. Big Titty Bikini Adventures, no, we ain't got a problem with little Timmy getting, but Dispatch, we can't. I keep thinking
it's one of those things where they're like, I think they think, well, people must know that they're not gonna that's not a good game or something. But at the same time, it's kind of like, how can you say that or not?
But if you're going to fly the family friendly flag, and I think that's awesome. We need more of that, particularly in this day and age, in this time. We need more family friendly platforms. I got no problem with that. But if you're going to do that, you got to be consistent. You got to be consistent.
Both Nintendo and PlayStation need to get a handle on their shops.
Yeah, they've both done it. They've both done it. It's not just a Nintendo thing. PlayStation has done this too. But PlayStation, and which is even a little bit more odd for PlayStation's part, they've never claimed to be a family-friendly platform. I mean, they're not. I mean, you look at the content, you look at the games that I love to play. I love killing and slaughtering people. I guess technically you can find that on Nintendo too, but not necessarily to the degree that you would find on the PlayStation Store. but they've never claimed to be a family-friendly platform. And there is a ratings board for a reason. I'm not expecting little Timmy to have access to that type of stuff on the PlayStation Store, particularly when PlayStation does not promote themselves as a family-friendly platform. They have family-friendly games. I mean, Astrobot is definitely family-friendly, but they don't promote themselves as a family-friendly platform. This is, if anything, they promote themselves as a grown folks platform.
I don't know though. Little Timmy might be a gangster. You never know.
You never know. He's playing his GTA and downloading Hentai Girls Pissy Pirate.
Dude, when I saw the 12-year-olds in line for Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, standing in line with mom to get GTA, I knew society was cooked back then. Society was cooked back then. It's like you got these parents that are. It's like, do you understand what Grand Theft Auto games are about? Oh, it's just a game. My son wants to play it. It's his birthday. It's just a game. Okay. All right.
Well, my mom took me to see Porky's when I was 12, but, I turned out okay.
That explains a lot.
In fact, I saw the whole Porky's film trilogy, courtesy of my mom. Thank you, Mom. So,
in any case,
of course,
my mom took me to see Cheech and Chong. So,
hey, me too. And guess what? So, all right. So, other news, release dates, and announcements. I just want to know there was a PlayStation Store listing for Kingdom Come Deliverance with a PS5 upgrade, and then they quickly took it off the store. So it was listed on the UK PlayStation Store, indicating that there is a PS5 version of Kingdom Come Deliverance now featuring graphical updates, including 4K resolution, improved frame rate, high resolution textures, and many more. Medieval Bohemia has never looked so beautiful. So, and if you've been wanting to play the first Kingdom Come, guess what? Go pick up the first game on the cheap and be able to go ahead, and because this upgrade possibly will be a free upgrade. So if that was like something in your radar or something that you want to kill off your backlog, this might give you a little bit more impetus to do so. I don't know if you're interested in Kingdom Come at all, Des, but
I never really was a fan of the game. Not that I don't like, not that I think it was could be cool or anything. I just never was a fan of the game. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about it myself. I mean, I bought Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and kind of this raised my eyebrow a bit. So we'll see if this comes out. I'll talk about it. But also announced there was a Taipei game show this past weekend. Arc System Works has announced River City Saga: Journey to the West on here. So this is basically River City meets the Romance of the Three Kingdoms on here. So basically this is following the Three Kingdoms, and River City Saga: Journey to the West is basically a reenactment of the noted Chinese lore, starring the River City cast of characters on there. So I'm not sure.
It's the story of Son Goku with the River City cast, Journey to the West, the Monkey King.
Yeah. Is this something? I mean, did you check out River City Saga: Three Kingdoms, Kev? I know that game came out. I think I actually own it, to tell you guys the truth. So I have to take a look.
I didn't. I think there was just other games that I was playing at the time, and I never got around to looking at it.
Yeah.
I have to be honest. I'm kind of in love with the River City Girls system mechanics and art style.
It's so good.
I'm kind of like, if they're not duplicating that, in a way, I'm almost not interested. If they're like going back to the 8-bit, I really don't. I don't really need that.
I agree with you 100%. It sounds interesting, and by all accounts, a lot of the reviews are saying that it's like, oh, if you like this, you're gonna love it, blah blah blah. But I don't know. Like I'm just kind of like I've been spoiled. Like
I'm over the 8-bit. I'm over the 8-bit.
I wonder if Way Forward's going to do any
stuff.
new River City stuff. I hope they do. So
I think both River City Girls games were financial successes, so I don't think there's a reason for them not to.
Yeah.
I just kind of think that the 8-bit pool is just so easy to go back into, so easy to wade back in there. I'm just kind of over it though. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not saying that these games are bad. It's just a graphic style that I think the indie industry in particular has just run into the ground. And I understand why. It's not a big resource. It's not a big resource hog as far as your, costs for development. I get it. I understand that, and a lot of these guys were influenced by games on the NES. But can we at least add 8 more bits to the graphics? Can we at least move into 16-bit? Can we hang out in 16-bit for a while? Go ahead.
I don't know if you saw, but Scott Pilgrim EX has a release date now. So this is the one from developer Tribute Games on here, but it's coming out on March 3rd on here. So
it looks fun.
I like the first Scott Pilgrim.
I'm excited.
I know this isn't a sequel. I don't think
it is a sequel.
Oh, it is?
It is a sequel.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a remake.
No, it's from the same team, Tribute Games, that worked on.
Well, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
So
the Marvel
I'll be getting it.
Beat 'em up game, they just finished that, and they got this coming out on March the 3rd. So
when you look at comparing art styles is probably the wrong thing to do, but when you look at Scott Pilgrim, it's kind of like a mix of 8 and 16 in to me, at least in the art style. But when I go back to some of these River City games it's like it is straight up 8-bit.
Yeah. It's
I like a little bit more complexity in my graphics presentation.
I don't know what's up with Arc System Works and Technos, but I remember when they came out with Double Dragon 4, it was just a dud. That game sucked. Game sucked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I bought that sight unseen, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? 8-bit again. Okay.
A lot of people kind of derided that game because, you got other Double Dragon games like Double Dragon Gaiden that kind of is taking the formula and running the ball with it a little bit more. So where, Technos and the actual rights holder of that particular license and the River City license are just sitting there. Okay. You want a game, new River City game. It's like in the same style as all the prior games, it's like they need to maybe push a little bit more, but hopefully not like Double Dragon Revive or anything like that. But
no, oh man. Who they should do? What they should do is they need to hire the people that did the SNES remake of a Super Double Dragon that is out on it's for Windows and I think Linux. It is a free game. It is one of the most complex beat 'em ups you will ever play. It has the same graphic style as the Super Nintendo game, but it is so freaking dope. It incorporates all the different fighting styles of all the previous Double Dragon games. It gives nods of nostalgia to Final Fight, Killer Instinct, like every freaking beat 'em up martial arts movie you can think of is literally incorporated in the combat system. Like you can do the Ip Man finisher in some combo strings. You can do the Bruce Lee kind of like halfway leaping sidekick, knock dudes across the screen. And it is so dope. Why they don't, it's like all you have to do is look at that and say, hey, let's incorporate that into our next project if we want to do this nostalgia thing in the 16-bit and the 18-bit. I'm 18-bit, 8-bit. Why they don't do that, I don't know. It's like Double Dragon Gaiden. I didn't think I would like it nearly as much as I do. I still need to finish that game. Double Dragon Gaiden is actually a very creative take on the Double Dragon series, and the fact that Double Dragon Revive was so booty butt in comparison, it is not even funny. And I finished that game, and I'm like, if it wasn't for the Super Dodgeball component, never would have bought this game. Never would have bought this game. If it wasn't for Super Dodgeball being the only, as far as I know, the only way you could get it, never would have bought it.
Yeah.
It is not good.
I buy every game, and I didn't buy that game, so it's really bad.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm a Super Dodgeball head, so I had to get it, particularly when I found out it was based off the 8-bit version, the NES version of that game, and not the arcade game. So I had to have it. But Revive itself, it should have stayed unrevived if that's what they came up with, because it doesn't even play like a Double Dragon game.
They need to bring out a Last Dragon game is what they need to do. So
I'm surprised that has not happened. I'm honestly surprised that has not happened. But, even if they did, everybody would call it woke because it got black folk in it. So they would just call it, say it's woke, and it's like, okay, here we go again. So in a way, I hope they don't, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to hear that social media discussion, or crash out, more like it, from a certain aspect of the gaming populace. But those characters in Last Dragon absolutely would fit perfectly in a beat 'em up. I mean,
I would love if they took all the 80s, like, crazy ass movies, Big Trouble in Little China, Last Dragon.
That'll be fun.
Dude, you could just mash them all together. You can mash them all. I mean, they did that. We've got Final Fight LNS, right? In a world where Final Fight LNS exists, where you've got KOF, Street Fighter, a whole bunch of other side characters brought into the Final Fight universe because M. Bison created a cloning machine and cloned a whole bunch of the Mad Gear, and Chun-Li has to get all these people from all the different fighting game universes to help her stop him. Bruh. This stuff writes itself. It's like, it doesn't have to make any sense. Final Fight LNS doesn't make any sense, but it's a beat 'em up. It's a 16-bit inspired, Final Fight beat 'em up, and I just do it. I mean, they've got a Karate Kid beat 'em up out now. I think I don't know if it's on console. I know it's been on Steam for a while. They've got a Karate Kid beat 'em up. Yeah.
That's a game
just
mill
throw
game,
them all in.
We're not going there.
In there. Oh, okay.
But
I haven't looked at it. I don't know what the quality of it or what the quality
the
of
same
it is.
People that brought out the newest Snoopy game and all those licensed trash games.
Hey, leave those licensed trash games alone.
Kong, Skull Island, all those wonderful games. So on that note, that is Jabroni Gaming News for episode 299. Out of your mind, cheap.
All right. So game nights take place every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. That is the day and time that we set aside to play games with our growing Discord community. So if you have a game that you're interested in playing with other people, maybe you want, could be Arc Raiders. It could be a number of different multiplayer games that are on the market now. You are more than welcome to post that game in our game night channel on our Discord, and you will be able to find folks that would be more than happy to join you in that for that game night. Not just us, but members of the community as well. So you might be asking yourself, that sounds all well and good, but how do I join the Discord? That's easy enough too. All you do is head on over to the app formerly known as Twitter, currently known as XXX, or Blue Sky, and go to @GamingVessels, GAMINGVESSELS. You click the link in the bio, and you are in. We don't have any merch to hawk. We don't have a Patreon tier list that you need to pay for. We just ask you to be a decent human being, likes talking about playing and discussing video games, and I think you will find yourself a happy home aboard the good ship Gaming Vessel. So, folks, we want to thank y'all for hanging out, cooling out, chilling out. Without a doubt, this week, episode 299 has wrapped up. So, for Dez, a.k.a. the Bay Area Terror, a.k.a. the High Res Lover,
That's me.
a.k.a. the Cat Daddy, a.k.a. that Gamer Stepdaddy, and for Trader Joe, a.k.a. Jabroni Chief.
Yeah.
But you might also know him as a Food Max of Gaming who can maximize your gaming dollar. I am Shonuff71, a.k.a. Digadulamite.
Never forget that purple bling bling, y'all.
And we'll be back next time, episode 300. For you
300.
300.
Peace.